What's awesome as a kid, but horrible as an adult? Birthdays. They were such a big deal back then. You had an elaborate party, brought treats to school, the whole 9 yards. Now, we usually forget or are too busy to do something. At the end of the day we know it's still a Tuesday and the dog ain't gonna walk himself. Yay, I'm 1 year closer to death. Losing teeth. That crap'd freak me out now. I used to wear retainers, and I would frequently have dreams where all of my teeth would come out when I removed my retainers. It still happens, just not as often. Some of the worst nightmares I've had. Christmas. Kid Christmas was pee your pants, can't sleep excitement. Adult Christmas is dish towels for presents and dealing with family politics. My parents are divorced. My Christmas always depends on which one I am with. Dad, we sit by the dinner table for 6 hours, having a huge dinner, desserts and lots of drinks. My dad and I are in the same business, so we got a lot of work to talk about. Mom, awkward family dinner with spoiled kids, mild racism, gifts, and going home early. Having $20 in your wallet. Frick you, buddy. I'm pretty excited if I'm lucky enough to have $20 to spend. 2 feet of snow on the ground when you wake up in the morning. As someone who lives in northern Finland, I've come to a conclusion that only people who like snow are children and adults who live someplace where it does not snow much. 16-year-old me longed for a bump-in stereo in my car. I lusted after the bass boxes at Best Buy, but I could never afford it. Now, as an adult, I could get a killer stereo installed tomorrow, but I simply don't care. My car's stock stereo is plenty loud and I don't want to be that guy driving around annoying the neighbors. I'm old. Spring for a good all-around system. You'll thank me later if you listen to music with a wide range. You don't need bumps, so don't worry about all that. You just want clarity and range. Christmas. When I was younger, I would get that Christmas feeling as soon as Thanksgiving was over with. I'd binge watch Christmas movies, never go a day without listening to Christmas music, and decorating was so fun. As I grew into my teens, I kind of lost the feeling until a week before Christmas. Now, I never have the feeling, and Christmas just feels like another day. I miss that feeling. I want to invite you up to my imaginary cabin and make you a mug of hot toddy because it just won't stop snowing. But we're inside where it's warm and safe and we can play cards or tell each other stories until we fall asleep in front of the fire, and then Santa comes and tucks us in our sleep. Endless free time. As a kid, it means endless possibilities and no responsibilities. As an adult, it means you need to get your crap together. Free time as an adult, more like anxiety wondering what responsibility I've forgotten now. Slip and slide. If I tried to do that now it'd be a freaking crime scene. Water parks. As a kid they're some of the best places on earth. As an adult they're disgusting pools of other people's filth. Edit. A word. I try not to think about how much pee I'm swimming in because they frown on erections. Eating a fuckload of candy. Especially anything blue. It was so good and now tastes like a lunchpunk. The idea of getting a job to buy whatever you want. I'm gonna be an astronaut, football player, race car driver, doctor, police, fireman. A series of unfortunate events. When you're a kid reading it, it's a story about 3 brave kids who go through a lot, but you know nothing bad will happen to them because they're the protagonists. They're always going to come out on top. When you read those books as an adult you realize they're about 3 brave young orphans and their predatory guardian who kidnaps them, tries to marry a 14-year-old girl, routinely murders his replacements, and attempts to murder the kids themselves, all to get to their fortune, preventing the Baudelaire children from having a happy life thanks to a broken system. As an aside, I think these books are great for kids to read as it expands your vocabulary, has great literary allusions, and insightful commentary on society. Fairy tales don't tell children that dragons exist. Children already know that dragons exist. Fairy tales tell children that dragons can be killed. Neil Gaiman via G.K. Chesterton. Staying up late. As a kid, yay. As an adult, just one more link. 15-year-old me. AWW, yeah, I'm gonna play video games all night. 25-year-old me. Frick it. I'll go to bed at 8 today. I deserve it. Rides that spin. Roller coasters and swings. They used to be my favorite things. Now I feel like dying afterward. The Shadow Realm. When I was a kid watching Yu-Gi-Oh!, the prospect of a major character being sent there for losing a duel was the scariest thing in the world to me. But now I realize that it was just a way for the dubbers to censor out death. Remember the dark energy discs? In the Japanese version they were buzzsaws that would cut off the loser's feet. Dang you 4Kids. Most sweets. As a kid you'll put any sort of sugary confection in your mouth and like it. As an adult some things can be too sweet. Most mass manufactured candy bars or cakes that are all icing. As an adult, my sweet tooth still works. The other day there was delicious cake at work with a ton of frosting on it. Got a huge piece and loved it. Life. It turns into a bee, doesn't it? Being told you don't have to nap. Oh, what I would give for mandated nap time as an adult. Yes please. Day off sick. For guys without sick pay anyway. Kid, well, at least there's no school. Adult, Jesus Christ, I need the money, for frick's sake. Parks. As a kid, they were a wondrous mix of adventure and fun, but as an adult it's considered creepy. Also, the slides are too small. Getting older. Back then it meant you were getting bigger, cooler and more important, but at some point you just realize that aging means you are slowly moving closer to death. Staying up all night eating junk food. If I were to do that now as an adult I'd be like, frick, why'd I stay up so late? Ugh, my stomach. I can hardly stay up late. I've always been a night owl, but because of the all 8-5 job I've trained myself to go to bed at 10. So even on the weekends my body begins to power down around 10, but coincidentally enough, I still sleep in pretty late if given the chance. Getting dirty. When I was a kid, there had better be dirt on my hands or I was doing it wrong. As an adult, I wash my hands almost as much as I blink. Cheaters are the worst. Dancing. When you're young it's free and fun and everyone thinks you're cute. Now you're either really good at it or you're a weirdo. I hated dancing even when I was a kid. Still hate it now. Spending money. As a kid the money probably came from family, be it an allowance or birthday Christmas gifts. Going to the store to pick out something you've been eyeing was awesome. Now you're spending your own money that you spend 8 hours a day working for and you still have trouble justifying it. Same. The worst part was that I even have trouble justifying what are essentially investments, like clothes and skincare products. I have to constantly tell myself that it helps me land dates. Visiting the police station. Depends. I first got arrested at 11. Wasn't so awesome. Eating a huge bag of Sour Patch Kids. I don't recall as a kid feeling like I rubbed the inside of my mouth with 50 grit sandpaper. Freedom to do what you want. As it turns out, most of us don't know what the frick we want, and are still slave to responsibility, expectations, and the limitations of an aging body. Staying inside all Saturday morning, watching cartoons on TV in your jammies. Now, as an adult, my weekends are so precious to me. I want to be clothed and out the door on Saturday morning, preferably to be out in the sunshine, even if I'm just washing the car or walking to the cafe to get a cup of coffee. Being attracted to a child. Well, that got serious real quick. Chuck E. Cheese. So true. Now I just imagine the parents, and I might be wrong IDK, being pretty broke but still wanting to do something nice for their kids so they all go to the cheapest place. Sleeping on your best friend's sofa. A ton of movies, specifically Little Monsters. Looking back, I kinda had crappy taste in movies as a kid. I loved movies like Inspector Gadget, the one with Matthew Broderick, Master of Disguise, Cats and Dogs, stuff like that. Nowadays, I realize they were total garbage, and I can't figure out why I ever liked them in the first place. Little Caesars. Deep dish is my go-to pizza. Christmas. It breaks your wallet. Hanukkah really loses its spark after a while. Used to get presents on all 8 days. It was magical. Crapping myself. Tried it. Not fun anymore. It has never been fun, child or adult. Kid, I got paid £100. I can buy so much stuff. Adult, I got paid £100. I can't even pay rent. As a kid, $1,000 was an unfathomably large amount of money. Now, I've realized how much truth there is in the saying $1,000 isn't a lot of money to have, but it's a lot of money to not have. Waking up early on a Saturday. Go fast. That's all I remember Saturday morning. Life in general, but now you can buy alcohol, so it evens out. Arteries in some select countries and states. Spaghettious. Loved them as a kid. Greasy and make me gag now. I'm sorry I preferred them to your homemade pasta for years, Mom. Spinning to the point of dizziness. Excessive buttercream frosting on cakes. I could never understand why adults would choose the inside pieces or scrape it off. Now I know. Definitely staying up late. So does 19 count as being a kid or an adult? Because sometimes I'll staying up late during the week, and sometimes I can't wait to stay up until 4 AM with my friends, the weekend. When the previews for the new Independence Day movie came out, and they said 20 years later, at first, I thought no way, that came out when I was a teenager, then I did the math. Goddammit, I feel old now. Other children. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.